Welcome back. So Google, the stock to watch this morning, posting strong second quarter earnings last night as it gears up for a regulatory fight in Washington. At the same time, Amazon's record quarterly profit streak came to a halt last night, mostly due to high shipping costs. We are also awaiting Twitter earnings in the next hour. Joining us right now is Mahoney Asset Management CEO Ken Mahoney. And Ken, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for being here. You own tech?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So tell us what you thought of all these numbers last night.
Yeah, I thought they were really good. Actually, we have a normal market now where we reward like good numbers, where you beat and raise guidance, and you actually get rewarded for it. And then we saw Amazon off a little bit on their net. Again, put a lot of money back in infrastructure. That's down a little bit. But yeah, Google, as you mentioned, is up this morning. Starbucks is up this morning. Intel, the semi's been pretty hot. Actually, we're not really much in the semi space, but they're pretty hot lately.
Has anything changed for Amazon, given the fact that the record streak was interrupted last night?
I don't think so. They're putting so much money back into it. Everything's a race and get it to your doorstep. It was 2 days, and we, as consumers, we're fine with that. Now it's 1 day. I think pretty soon a canoe will be knocking at your door, within the hour. Okay, I want to take a canoe out, and someone's coming with you. But to really, for the race to get to that point, there's a lot of money putting into that infrastructure to make that happen.
Ken, I want to talk. Have you looked into what Google's earnings and stuff like that?
Yes.
Isn't their story though primarily keeps coming back to they're an advertising company?
Ad sales, yeah. Ad sales, yeah.
Is that? Can you keep doing that in the? Is that a sustainable business that has,
right?
as I mentioned earlier, barriers to entry? But can't a lot of other people do that?
And isn't it like 90% of the revenue or profits is in ads?
Yeah. Well, 82% of search is on Google, so we're searching it. Right. The algorithms get you there, and next thing you're hitting that, and you're going.
But I guess my point is this: before Google, there were other search engines.
Yes.
Why can't there be a search engine at the next Google? And all of a sudden, what is Google going to do?
Well, Gary, like you said, there are such barriers to entries. I mean, these guys like Amazon, all the ones we're mentioning this morning, have huge barriers to entry. Why is there like a Facebook social network? Why isn't there another?
It's not just about search. It's about ads being served on the internet.
No. We get that, but it's via Google, though.
Right.
Well, it's via Safari. Google has a relationship. Every Apple phone, when you go on the Safari browser, it's via the searches are done via Google in the actual address bar, right. And they even when you're in privacy mode, that there's data being collected about you. Like literally, they are tracking your every move via even when your location services are off. If you're logged into Google, they can track you.
I hate
They have tracked down the murderers and the location of bodies, just reporters based on Google. So again, what does Google know about us? Google doesn't tell us.
Exactly.
That's the point.
And then they decide to make the decision to not work with the Pentagon because they don't like the way the immigration policy is going. And yet they want to work with China and inadvertently is working for China's military.
It's crazy. You know what's so funny?
That's
Google
ridiculous.
I mean, back in the search days, I remember Excite. They're not around anymore. Lycos. Remember these names?
Yeah.
You type something in, and it was just such a messy, clutter search engine. Google was clean. Basically, it was a clean bar, and still to this day, a clean bar. You type in what you're looking for, and then it gives you the ads. But it's really interesting that Google won that space because of the simplicity of doing the searches.
And we're talking search, but think about Google. I use Google for my email. I use Google for my docs.
That's right.
I use
Google Maps, probably.
Google Maps.
Yeah. I can't get around without Google Maps.
Everything.
How about
Waze? Get to the studio without Google Maps.
Yeah. So they've taken over everything.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as I click it on my phone, I'm on Google.
Is there any reason to think the stock trades down because of a bigger regulatory bite?
That's hard to say. I mean, look, they just escalated the words and everything this week. We'll see where that goes. But, there's going to be a certain bit underneath it because they are an earnings machine. Everything we're talking about here at the desk, they are an earnings machine. And that's something I think that at least puts some type of floor for the stock.
What a stock, huh? Remember back in the day when it went public, was it 75? It went public at $75, didn't it? Yeah. In an unconventional way. And it there wasn't a split or anything.
No.
It's $1,200.
Yeah, that was when their motto was "Don't be evil."
Yeah.
So again, they got rid of that for a reason.
And they've got Twitter coming up in a little bit.
85?
And
it was 85. 85.
85. Okay, thanks. Yeah. So we have Twitter coming up at 7 a.m. in a little while. Street is expecting 18 cents. But there's not a lot of love for Twitter. Twitter's up 35% this year, and yet you have, I think, last I looked, 11 buys analysts, 24 hold for analysts.
24 holds, huh?
Yeah. So again, of course, if they beat that 18 cents, those holds will move over. Of course, in investment banking, they'll move over to buys. But still, there's not a lot of love here for Twitter because they feel like there's not enough monetization.
Yeah.
I mean, you have millions of of followers, Maria. It's like, how do they monetize
Right.
all of this? And that's still kind of, they still haven't really figured that out.
We'll see what happens when the company reports in about 30 minutes. We got those numbers coming up.
It's because your behavior on Twitter doesn't really reflect what you like and don't like and what you might buy and not buy. So if you follow, say, Bernie Sanders on Twitter and follow all these progressives, does that really say anything about what kind of laundry detergent you like?
It might,
Not really.
but we won't go there.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. That's how they monetize, knowing what you like.
Yeah, exactly.
Take a quick break. Ken, great to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks so much. Ken Mahoney joining us.